All right, y'all. I know you want to know what happened in court today. And honestly, I think it ended up being kind of a complete waste of time. But let me tell you something. I don't understand why you baggers can't follow damn directions. This was an ish show as well, because I just feel like it's just an ish show no matter what happens. Not even only completely on Tiffany, because she was a mess and I'm about to get to it. But everybody in this case, as far as I'm concerned, was a mess. All right. First, you got the daggone thing when you sign in that tells you what you can and cannot do. And not only do you have this here when you sign into the damn Zoom, they keep mentioning it 1,000,001 times. You cannot record. You cannot record. You cannot record. You cannot record. And what do people do? They record. But child, that's not my problem. So what I'm not going to be able to do is send any pictures because I ain't take none, any recordings because I ain't do none, and anything else because I ain't got time with the daggone court, the police, the judge, and then nobody else. If other people want to take that chance, let them. They got it. Y'all go see it over there. Anyway, so what happened was is so many people in the daggone courtroom and the directions were clear as to what it is and how it is you need to sign in. But do you think people did that? No. They had to kick out people I don't know how many daggone times. There's well over 200 people in this daggone courtroom. You had to sign in a particular way, and if you didn't, they kicked your ass out. Other people are getting upset about it. I don't know why. Follow the damn directions. The directions were clear. Whatever your role is here, put it in there along with your first and your last daggone name, or else your ass was getting booted. You got Samsung in there. You got iPhone in there. You got people's first and last names in there. And of course, the judge is like, I see you. I see you. Why can't we follow directions with regard to anything? Anyway, so the judge's name is Judge Thaddeus L. Wilson, General Chancery, child. He started calling out people's names when they finally got to Tiff's case, which was Tiffany versus the Board of Trustees, basically, of Dalton. They looking for Jason. I saw his name. I ain't see his face. So, child, I don't know if he was still there. The Village of Dalton page was there. Brittany, Kiana, Jason, and child, they wasn't even ready. They wasn't there. They don't know how to. The things that we watch when we be watching judges, they can't get the damn Zoom to work. They can't show their face. They couldn't figure it out. A mess, okay? Then they asked for Big Tiff. She showed up looking a hot mess. Clearly, Brandon wasn't there to help her out here. She looked horrible. If she was working today, why was she in the car with Dots? Because she certainly showed up in the car with Dots. Child, I think they actually were in Kamal's car. Dots was in the backseat, and I'm assuming Kamal was driving. Do these people have any work to do? Do these people do anything except cause chaos? So they did go over the terms again, saying you cannot live stream, you cannot record anything. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. They said no photographs, nothing. That's why you're just going to get these replays while I talk. So they said that the case was called House versus Henyard. The trustees, which is, of course, Oldelson and some woman that obviously works for Oldelson. Then the defendant, there's some dude named Max Solomon on behalf of the defendant. So it was not even Booger, Bo, whatever his name is. It was some black man that sounded like he came straight from the daggone Caribbean now and looked like he was streaming from his daggone bedroom or something. I guess that's not the point, but child, Tiffany got more daggone lawyers than a little bit. I'm trying to understand how she affords all this. Anyway, so the judge said that the TRO, the temporary restraining order, was still in place. That was regarding the fake oppressor, the fake Lacey, and they said that he was supposed to not be out here pretending that he was an oppressor. And then they said whatever Tiff was doing with regard to Keith Freeman, that she needed to stop and leave that man alone. All right. Next week, there's not only a Dalton board meeting, but there's also a Thornton Township meeting. So y'all already get yourselves prepared with your drinks as to what you're going to drink, because that's what we're going to be doing on Monday and Tuesday. And likely Wednesday is going to be the aftermath, child. It's a busy week next week. Judge asked if the parties were ready. They said that they needed time. Guess who was late? The daggone Burge oppressor was so late that we waited at least 20 minutes for his ass to even be on the call. He wasn't even on the call, even though he was on the call at one point because I synced his name. Then all of a sudden he wasn't there. Judge said he was going to give him a minute. Gave that man at least 20 minutes. Lawyer over here allegedly lying, talking about he'll be right on. He'll be right on, meaning Tiff's new Caribbean lawyer. Child, he wasn't on. Delayed the whole damn thing and any other cases that needed to come for at least almost a half a damn hour. Not a problem, I guess, for the judge, even though it seemed like he was a decent judge. But then after a while, it's like, come on now, what are we doing right here, right? All right, fine. Finally, they got his ass on daggone phone. He got to show his face. Everybody got to show their face. Fine. So when we finally get started and get underway, they started talking about Burge, the fake oppressor, the fake Lacey, and why he didn't return everything as he was demanded to by the daggone judge. He's supposed to return the car, the uniform, the badge, probably the weapon, everything, and he didn't do it. He was supposed to return it to somebody, child. I don't even remember who. They said that he didn't turn over the badge or the keys. He's not really an oppressor. He can't really do anything here in the town as such. Allegedly, he refused to turn it over. The lawyer said they gave him until noon. He hadn't turned it in, and he still has the keys to the police car, even though he dropped off the police car. And they wanted a rule of contempt. Tiff's lawyer was saying Burge was in his uniform after going to court with the uniform on and couldn't necessarily strip to take the daggone uniform off in order to give it back. So he needed some time. So he took the uniform allegedly and the keys and the badge over to Big Tiff's. And of course, Big Tiff didn't tell anybody if that really happened. And of course, allegedly, we know that didn't happen, but that's what they said. These lawyers be slimy. Shout out to all the legal beagles in the building. So they said, so the Caribbean lawyer is like, you don't know, we did everything we were supposed to do. It's a miscommunication. Everything is a miscommunication. These people ain't talking. It's a miscommunication. Everything that's going on here is just a miscommunication. And we don't want anyone to go any further. We just want you, judge, to tell these people that they need to communicate. Now, how about being a whole damn adult in charge of other people's lives, other people's livelihood, other people's money, and you need a judge to tell you that y'all need to communicate? Child, you can't make it up. You can't make it up. You baggers are funny. I tell you, baggers are funny. Ain't nobody else down here. So they said that Keith wasn't able to work. He was locked out. He couldn't get inside of the mainstream or whatever it's called, the system that they use in order to communicate. He had no access to the daggone email. He couldn't talk to anybody. Then he couldn't get into the building because his access was denied. And Tiff allegedly did it because the only person that will give people access to the place said they got to hear from Tiff. So of course, if he can't get in, it's Tiff that's saying that you can't get in. Well, of course they're saying it's just miscommunication. It's just miscommunication. He had access. Then the fact that Tiff asked Keith that she wants him to give the daily play on everything that he does every day. They said that that's retaliation, and I would think it's retaliation, but the judge just said basically that it's miscommunication. He agrees that it's miscommunication, but he asked Burge, did you do what I told you to do? Burge said, of course I did what you told me to do. He asked Big Tiff, did you understand what the hell it is I said needed to be done? She said, yeah, I understand. Did you do what I said to do? She said, yeah, I understood, and I did what you said to do. So he said, all right, don't be messing around with me because I ain't got time for y'all's foolishness. He said, y'all fool all y'all want to, but not with me. I will hold you all in contempt, bring your asses in the daggone jail. I ain't got time for your foolishness. I got real world problems to deal with. The judge actually agreed to say that maybe it's some miscommunication, but on the low, he was really saying, I ain't got time for this BS. He said, no one will play games with my orders. You had best follow them until someone else says otherwise. If you got a problem with it, you need to file an appeal. So basically, everybody shut up, except for Tiff's lawyer, of course, had to have one last thing to say, which wasn't of any significance, and I was about done at that point anyway. Daggone thing went well over an hour and a half. Ain't nobody got time for that. Anyway, we'll see. They got to put another court date together to come back to court, I guess, if something goes wrong. And then to finish up whatever the hell it is that they're doing, it's too much. It's too much. They better stop playing these daggone games because this judge ain't got time. We'll go over this more at another time, but basically, that's what happened. Ain't nothing happened. Everybody better communicate. That's it. That's all. Y'all like this daggone video, make sure you comment. Make sure you subscribe if you are new. I'll see you all in the next one.
Communication. COMMUNICATINOS. So stop with the grandstand. For the 18th time, you guys got to learn to get out your feelings. You guys want to be petty.
Because y'all got false narratives out there, and y'all should be ashamed of y'allself. Y'all black. Y'all are black. And y'all sitting up here beating and attacking on a black woman that's in power.
You going to jail. You're going to jail.
Delgado, unasked that seat. Unasked that seat. Unasked that seat.
To express my deepest gratitude to Tiffany Henyard and her team for their commendable efforts to better our community.
Listen, come here. Shut your stupid ass up. Say that, folks. Your man, say it.